Hey everyone, it's Mom's Two Wife of One. So, some of you may know, or some of you may not know, my grandmother passed away on July 3rd, and I haven't cried yet, really. And I feel because it wasn't sudden, it was sudden, kind of, but then we were also kind of waiting by the phone to get the phone call. I'm gonna say we, I was waiting by the phone, waiting for the phone call. So, I don't know. Because I was waiting for the phone call, wasn't didn't hit me that hard, I guess. And she was older. She was in her 90s. She did have some health issues, but I say all that to say that I haven't really cried, and as a result, I feel guilty for not crying. So I've been watching videos that typically make me cry. So like military homecomings and people announcing that they're pregnant. Those things typically make me tear up sometimes. So I've been watching those a lot this week. It's because I feel bad that I haven't shed any tears for my grandmother just yet. And I was telling my husband today that I feel really unsettled. I don't know if it's because of that. Just in general, at this time of my life before my grandmother passed, I felt very, I mean, I guess unsettled is probably the best word. I felt like I wasn't tethered to anything. I felt not out of control, but I don't know. I just felt weird and really sad and not, I don't know. It's like that feeling of not feeling like I've done anything or feeling unaccomplished or feeling like I'm living for other people but not living for myself and not knowing what living for myself really means anymore. And just being comfortable with some things that have happened that I can't control and letting go of some things that I can't seem to let go of. I've been having a really tough time of it mentally. And it's not, I guess it hasn't bothered me as much because it's not like the stuff I've been feeling and can't really put a name to. It's not like it's been bothering me every single day. It's more like I'll have a day where all of these emotions will hit me at once. And I just kind of sit with my emotions. Like I never try to tamp anything down. I don't believe in ignoring things. I kind of allow myself to sit with it to figure out why I feel the way I feel, to figure out if I can do something about what I feel, or if it's just time for me to write it out, to pray it out, to work it out, or whatever. And so far, it's been okay dealing with things day by day, as opposed to, fortunately, this feeling of, I don't want to say unsettled again, but this feeling of despair almost that seems to follow me and has been following me for a few months. It doesn't completely go away, but it's easier to deal with on some days than it is in other days. But I'm not happy. Like just in general, I guess I'm not happy. Love my babies. Love being a mommy. Love my husband. I love being married to him. But I'm really unhappy, and I know that I need help. Like, I'm not unhappy to the point where I'm going to hurt myself or anything like that. Some of you may know that when I was younger, like middle school, I did try to take my life a couple times because I was so unhappy. And, when you're that age, everything is over dramatized in your head. So, oh, I don't have any friends. And I think I had friends at that time too. So that wasn't even it. I just was really unhappy at home and just felt like nobody cared, like nobody would miss me if I was gone. And obviously, I failed in trying to take my life because I'm talking to you here as a 39-year-old. But I don't have those feelings. I haven't had those feelings since then at all. But I do just feel really, really sad. But it's a very, and this probably sounds dumb to say it this way, a functioning sadness because I'm not like locked in my room crying my eyes out. I'm like barely crying at all. It's just me having that feeling, but still doing the things I need to do. Still spending time with the kids, spending time with the husband, still writing, still editing, still talking to people, catching up with friends and family and all that stuff. But I'm not comfortable talking to any of them about what I'm feeling. And I did try to reach out to a therapist a couple weeks ago, but I didn't hear anything back. And that's the other sucky thing. I'm pretty sure that therapists are busier now than they've ever been. people, I'm sure, discovered so many things about themselves, about their marriages, about their relationships with other people during the quarantine. So I'm sure all these therapists got tons of new clients. Most of them probably not taking new clients anymore because everybody and their mama just had these fresh revelations, I'm sure, because they had to spend all this time either by themselves or with people that they are just not realizing that they really can't stand and shouldn't be with. And obviously, I'm not in either of those situations, but I understand why it may be difficult for me to find a therapist at this point because a lot of them are pretty busy and booked. But I know that I need somebody to talk to, somebody who can help me put a name to what I'm feeling and help me to find me again, I guess, which is kind of a weird thing to say. I talk about this a lot to other mommy friends, how after I had my son, maybe when he was about 2 or 3 years old, I started thinking about how everything in my life at that point, when he was that young, was all about him, all about being a mommy, about diapers, about potty training, about looking into preschools, about teaching him words, about teaching him to write his name. It was about everything about him and his development. And people tell you all the time as a mom, and even once if you get married, not to lose yourself in that new position of wife or mother. But the thing is that people don't tell you is that once you become a mother, and at least for me, I won't speak for everyone, when I became a mother, when my son was about 3, I started thinking like, wow, you need to start doing stuff for yourself again. Get back to you. And when I try to think about the things I used to do before I became a mother, I couldn't recall not one thing. And I think because you do get so swept up in motherhood and being a parent, like you are constantly busy, constantly going to places and doctor's appointments and doing this and doing that. It's a never ending 24-hour job. So it's easy to forget the things that made you happy. And at one point that made me sad that I couldn't remember. But then on the flip side, I was like, well, this is a chance now for me to find new things to make me happy, new things that I can do. It's a little difficult now in this day and age because there's still a lot of places that are shut down. Quarantine isn't really a thing anymore, but the pandemic hasn't gone away. Like coronavirus is still very alive and well. So those things that I have discovered that I like aren't really safe to do, some of them. And a lot of things I still like to do, like I still love reading books and I still love writing, but those are solo things. And I think I'm an extrovert, or maybe selective extrovert. So I like to be around people and I like to not necessarily do new things, but I like to be around people. So I still don't know what that thing is yet though. Like I need to have that thing, and I said this to myself and my cousin. One day a week, I need to have that thing that is mine. One night a week, during the week specifically, cannot be on the weekend. I can still on the weekend still do stuff with the kids, do stuff with my friends and all that stuff. But during the week, I normally don't do anything because I'm like, no, I have to be here. I have to cook dinner and I have to get them ready for camp or get them ready for school, or I have to do laundry, or I have to do this, and this. And it's like, yes, all those things still need to be done, but you can take a break one night a week. So I need to find something to do one night a week that is just for me. I just don't know what that thing is yet. I contemplated joining like a book club. I'm part of a book club now, but that's once a month. And we haven't physically met with each other in almost a year. But I know these libraries that are opening up again, they have book discussions. So I was thinking of joining a book discussion or joining a writer's group or going to like an adult dance class. Not adult meaning like dirty, but adult meaning for people my age. So I had a couple ideas. And I moved recently in December, so I really don't know anything around here and what's available and where to look. But I need something because I fear if I don't find my something, it's going to make the feeling that I've been feeling 100 times worse. And I'm already pretty sad. And it's just going to make it that much worse if I can't find something that's just for me. So that's what I'm going through right now. It's just not, I don't know, I can't even say I'm not myself. Because maybe I've always been sad. Like, I really don't know. I can't even pinpoint. I don't think it was a particular thing that happened or anything like that, but I'm struggling, guys. I'm really struggling. I wish I could pinpoint an exact moment or event that happened that caused me to just have this feeling. One of the things that did happen is that, I'm mom of two, wife of one. My husband does not want any more children. I really want another child, or at least another couple children. But obviously, I can't have them by myself. So part of the sadness is that, well, I won't say sadness, but part of the urgency for me in finding a therapist is I need a therapist to help me to be okay with not having any more children so that I don't end up resenting my husband. I don't resent him at all right now. And I think in my head, I was like, oh, if I can just have early menopause and can't physically have any more kids, then it won't bother me and it'll be okay. And by then, it'll be too late. And I don't know why mentally I thought that would be the case, but I I know it's not going to happen, but knowing something isn't going to happen doesn't stop you from wanting that thing, right? So mentally, yes, I know we're not having any more children. Emotionally, heartbroken that I'm not going to have any more kids. I love my babies very much. And I said at the beginning of the video, I love being a mommy. I've always wanted several children. So only having, I won't say only having two, like that's nothing. I'm not going to say that. But the idea of not having any more, I've mentally accepted it, but emotionally, it really, really hurts my spirit. And I want to be okay with it, and I'm not yet. But I think that if a therapist can help me be okay with it, again, that'll stop me from resenting my husband later on down the line. I don't right now, and I don't want that to happen because he's entitled to what he feels. I'm not going to discredit him for that or anything like that, but that's one of the things I know. And then again, this idea of not having something that's for me. Like I have my girls in my book club who I love dearly. That's once a month. And we take a break during the summer, and I need more than that. And I have friends. I do. I have like pockets of friends. So I have like some friends from school who are like my actual like best friends actually. And then I have cousins. Well, actually not even. I have one cousin that's around my age that I actually talk to. Used to have one that was very, very close to, but she and I kind of grew apart. And I know I'm still hurting from that. Like, we're in contact occasionally because I'm one of her daughter's godmothers. But the end of that relationship, or the end of what it once was, still really hurts me. And it's been about 6 years. And I've never talked to her about it because I'm like, I don't see the point. I'm a big proponent of what you give is what you should expect to receive. So if I'm giving this particular energy to this particular relationship, I'm expecting that in return. If I don't get it in return, I stop giving my stuff to see if you notice. If you notice and now you start doing something about it, then it's like, okay, the relationship can be salvaged. But if I stop and you don't even notice and you still don't give anything, then at that point, it's basically done for me. I'm done. I don't wish you any harm, but it's never going to be where it was before. And that's what happened with this specific cousin. So I think that hurts as well because I've never confronted her about it. I think I'm still holding on to that, which is, I don't know. And I think saying it out loud is my first time really realizing that I've been holding on to that for the past 6 years. And I'm sure there's some other things that I haven't acknowledged or haven't confronted. But yeah, it's a lot going on. The one thing I have to look forward to is Married at First Sight. That makes me happy. My kids still make me happy. But overall, yeah, I'm really, really sad. So just wanted to talk to you guys about it. Not venting. I don't have a solution for anything. I'm not necessarily looking for solutions. I just wanted to physically say these things out loud to someone who is not myself. So that's it. Just wanted to talk. Comment if you want to comment. If you don't, that's perfectly fine as well. I just need to get it out of my system. So thank you guys for listening if you did choose to listen. And yeah, hope you guys are doing better than I am.